All right, boys, have a seat. We need to talk about some Chelsea news, mostly what's been going on with the preseason. Because if you have not seen, Chelsea have been struggling in this preseason. Off 3 matches, we've won 1 match. We've scored 3 goals, which is a massive warning sign right now for Chelsea going into this season. Now, yes, I know you could argue that this is the preseason. We're still trying to get match fit. We're still trying to tinker around what's going on with our players, our formation, Thomas Tuchel's tactics. But really, there is just something in a smack dab right in the face, and that is our scoring opportunities. Our players not finding the back of the net. Yes, I know Kai Havertz right now is going to be our number 9. Yes, we have Broja, who also could be our number 9 coming back from a fitness injury. I'm not too sure how long he'll be out. But the fact if we're only relying on those 2 players right now, could be a massive issue going into the Premier League season because, as we've seen, we got just absolutely destroyed by Arsenal this past weekend. We saw them score 4 goals, and guess what? Gabriel Jesus was one of those players that scored a goal that we were possibly linked to, which is very frustrating to see a player like him score against us because I think we should have went out and got this player. I think he would have been a phenomenal number 9 for us. For some reason, we did not want to go for him, and therefore we're sitting at where we are right now, that we'll be playing against him twice at least this upcoming season. Now, I know that being said, there is still the transfer window that's still going on, but really, it's going to be very difficult because most teams right now are going to see that we are desperate. We are very desperate for a top tier striker. And guess what? There aren't a lot out there anymore. There really isn't any more strikers in the world as well because most formations have wingers, and therefore to have an out and out right number 9 is getting smaller and smaller. Yes, I know Ronaldo's out there. I don't know if he's going to be the option for Chelsea because he most likely won't fit Thomas Tuchel's system. But really, we cannot rely right now on Kai Havertz and Broja just by itself. I don't know what Thomas Tuchel's planning on doing, but the fact is that Chelsea need to do something different. Yes, we still have one more friendly, so yeah, we can get out there and score some goals, hopefully. But really, I'm not too hopeful as of right now going into our last preseason game before the season actually starts. And the thing is right now, looking at the season, I don't see us competing with Manchester City. I don't see us competing with Liverpool. I have a hard time seeing us even compete with Tottenham right now. Yes, I know Conte is a phenomenal manager. Their fitness is going to just be through the roof, and he gets the best of his players in a short time frame, usually burns a bunch of bridges. But the fact is that that's going to be a hard match for Chelsea as well. So looking at that, that's possibly 6 games that we could drop points. I wouldn't be surprised if we did that. On top of that, we then have to look at Arsenal, who just beat us 4-0. That's another maybe 8 games. Then we're looking at maybe some other teams just below that. Manchester United finally have a manager, ETH. Maybe we drop some points to them. So the fact is that we could drop a bunch of points already this season before the season even starts. Now, I might be just getting a little over dramatic right now, but I think you could agree with that. I want to know what you guys think, so comment down below if you think Chelsea have a massive issue right now. Now, that being said, like I said, we still do have a couple weeks in the transfer window, but it's going to be very difficult for Todd Boehly and Chelsea to get the right players. We're still, I'm not sure, up in the air with Jules Koundé. I don't think that will happen anymore. It seems like Barcelona just keeps getting players that we want. They go out there and make a bid and get those players. Maybe it's for the best that we don't get that player, and that opens up the opportunity for maybe our academy players like Colwell and maybe some other players to come in. But we still, like I said, need a striker. I don't know how to put this any other way, but we need someone that can score goals for us, that can score at least 15 goals. And the fact that we can rely on that player to create chances and score goals, because Raheem Sterling, I think, will create a lot of chances for our other teammates. But guess what? If our other teammates can't finish those crosses, those great through balls, those opportunities, it's not going to matter what Sterling does, because at the end of the day, if we're not finding the back of net, stats don't show it that Raheem Sterling was playing phenomenal. Yes, if you watch it, you will see that, but you won't see on the stat sheet that he created all these chances and they were blown by other Chelsea players, which again seems to be a reoccurring thing. Now, I'm not blaming Thomas Tuchel for this, because in the last couple of seasons, we've had multiple managers. We had Sarri, we had Conte, we had Lampard, we obviously had Tuchel come in. And during all that time, we've had different players come in, try to fit different systems. And Thomas Tuchel now is feeling all the heat with all that, because all these players are all coming together. He's trying to get his best to sell some of these players, but also bring in players that he wants. but it's very difficult because a lot of these players are on such high wages that a lot of these players do not want to leave Chelsea, and rightfully so. I wouldn't blame them either. And therefore, again, it gives us this weird, awkward situation because we have a lot of great wingers, in my opinion. Ziyech, Pulisic, Timo Werner, just to name a few, but they cannot produce at Chelsea, which has been one of their downfalls at this club and in the Premier League. I think they're all great players. I've seen them play well in other leagues. I've seen them play well even for Chelsea at times when we needed them. But again, it's always been a roller coaster with these players. We need a player to come in that is consistent, especially at our forward position. And like I said, I'm a little frustrated watching Gabriel Jesus play so well for Arsenal because that could have been a player that could have been playing for Chelsea and finding the back net for us in all these matches in our preseason games. So I don't know what Thomas Tuchel plans on doing yet, or our board for our starting position for number 9. I know Kai Havertz can play that role. Yes, he can score some goals, but I'm now getting a little worried that he will not be as a lead player for us that we need. Maybe he will prove me wrong and a lot of the other fans as well, which again, I hopefully he does do that, but it's hard to say right now because there isn't an out and out right now number 9 at this club. Broja might be the closest to it, but still we don't know what to expect from him. Being 20 years old, there's a lot to put on his shoulders for doing something like that at such a young age. Maybe he'll step up right away, but it's hard to say exactly what will happen. So hopefully in this transfer window, we can still get some more players coming in. We've had 2 great signings. Hopefully we can double that to 4 at least. We still need some CBs, need an attacking player, and possibly a midfielder as well. And yes, we need to offload some players. So I'm curious to see what happens still in this transfer window. I want to know what you guys think, though. So comment down below what Chelsea should do, what you're expecting, what you think will happen this season, because I think it's going to be up in the air as of right now. I was really hopeful at the beginning of this transfer window, but now I don't know what's going to happen. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that. It helps get this video to more and more fans such as yourself. And again, I want to get this conversation started, so comment down below. And that is it, and I will see you next time.